I could hardly contain myself to post this video. I'm really, really excited because what appears to be a lack of common sense is always entertaining. So if you're not familiar with a firearm, once it's discharged, there's smoke that comes out of the barrel, there's smoke that comes out of the chamber. You can smell an explosive aroma. Okay, that's a very simple way to put it. Okay, if you go to the firing range and shoot a lot of ammo, you're gonna smell, you will smell. But imagine trying to find that scent from one shot. Well, that would be a smoking gun piece of evidence. But if there was never a round fired from that gun, you couldn't smell it. Take it away, Candace.
Catch your breath on the information I've just given you. I'd also like you to hear the very super interesting story of how which I will now refer to as the non-smoking gun, was actually discovered. I love the details. You know, I love details. I'm a detail-oriented person, and these ones are fun and curious, okay? So the story goes, you remember, the story goes that the police officers found the gun in a wooded area. Now, immediately, we had people telling us, students telling us that even that description is faux. Wooded area, no, that's actually not the right topography surrounding UVU. Well, interestingly enough, the exact place where the gun was found, which is described more like a median between two roads. I think I showed you that footage of where they found that gun, certainly not in the woods. There's some trees and there are some bushes. Well, interestingly enough, before that gun was found, that area had already been searched. Not just by veteran police officers who told me that the way they do this is they sort of lock arms, and then they kind of go, you know, you've kind of seen this in some shows maybe. That's what they did. They came up, they didn't have anything. Then they said, okay, we're only human. Let's release the bomb dogs in that exact area where ultimately the gun is going to later be discovered. The bomb dogs didn't turn up with anything. And here is why that fact alone is remarkably suspicious according to the police officers that were involved. And I'm fascinated by this now. I love fun facts about animals. Obviously, we all know that dogs have incredible scent, right? Their sense of smell is like what literally up to 100,000 times more than a human scent. Now, in case you didn't know, and I did not know this, over $19 billion has been spent on research and development of technology that can detect explosives, okay? Over $19 billion. And yet, no man-created technology comes close to conquering the scent of a dog. Essentially, what I'm saying to you is that dogs are the highest grade available technology that we have when it comes to detecting explosives. And bomb dogs are specifically trained to detect explosive like gunpowders. That's why they have these animals at police departments. Even an untrained dog, like even just your dog, you know, and like you're walking your dog and he's got like a scent and you're like, what's going on? And nobody smells. They can pick up a scent of a fired weapon days after it was triggered. Their nose will still pick up that scent. A bomb dog, they can smell it up to a week, right? Maybe even more because they're specifically training. And during this training process, I'm reading they'll cover something in chemicals. They'll train them. So like after it rains, obviously they're just training their scent to get stronger and stronger and stronger. After a week, after an explosive goes off or a weapon is fired, they will tell you, here it is. They'll be able to find that weapon. I'm telling you this so that you can comprehend that if you're sending out bomb dogs to find a weapon that was just recently fired like an hour ago, that's not even fun for them. That's not even interesting. That's ridiculous. You're basically saying to that dog, 1 + 1 = what? It's too easy. This is what they did. They sent these bomb dogs out. They go over to the area and they find nothing. The highest grade technology that we have finds nothing. These dogs belong to the sheriff's department in Pleasant Grove, by the way. You should know that. So seasoned officers plus the dogs crawled the area and came up dry. Until, fast forward, so many miracles in this story, fast forward to when the feds arrive after the dogs fail to the corner with you dogs, and the feds are here, the federal officers are going around and asking officers weird questions like, oh, how long have you been on the police force? And what happens then is that federal officers direct 3 police officers who I'm told between the 3 of these officers, they had less than a year and a half on the force, okay? Like these officers are pretty spanking brand new, just like everything else in the story. And the federal officers specifically direct them, check again over yonder, check again yonder, right over there, because I just don't trust that super high grade technology of a dog's nose that we have. And you, sir, you 3, go and see if there could be something over there. We can't trust those 100,000 times stronger noses. You're human. Take on the task. And guys, you're not going to believe me. The nose that's trained to pick up gunpowder, explosive, combustible material, they get an F. But lo and behold, these police officers, bam, there it is, the gun. We've got the weapon. Woo! But there's more, okay?
Look, just put it in the woods and get the hell out of there. Go to the Dairy Queen or something. I don't care. Go. She has got to be the most entertaining presenter of information I have ever heard. Really good. So, in recap, the local law enforcement looking for the weapon used in the Charlie Kirk assassination were holding hands like kindergartners, covering the area, looking for the firearm, looking for the rifle, something that would tie the shooter to the crime. And they never found anything. The dogs never found anything. And lo and behold, a federal agent, officer, or somebody planted the rifle in the woods. It's getting weird. It's getting really weird. So not only have we never even seen a picture of the actual 30-06 Mauser World War II rifle with a mounted scope, because any of the pictures that they showed us were actually like from Google. So we've never actually seen the weapon. But now we're finding out that that weapon was probably not even fired in the last weeks, months, probably even years. If that weapon even exists at this point. I mean, there is no evidence. We haven't seen it. But needless to say, the rifle had not been fired. No explosions in the chamber, no scent or aroma from the shooting. It was a plant. And how bizarre. Even the dogs couldn't find it. You can't even dispute that. Like, you can't even argue that anymore. If the dogs can't find a weapon, it's a lie. So we all know the 30-06 would have blown his head off. Now we know that the 30-06 wasn't even fired for a considerable amount of time, long enough that the dogs, bomb dogs, could not make out the scent.